So let's talk about what causes poor mental health. To explain this, I would like to use mental health continuum, or maybe I'll use a scale of 0 to 10. That's more simple. So from a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being really good and then 0 being very poor. So imagine things like getting the job that you want, passing your exams with flying colors, proposing to your partner and your partner say yes, getting your dream house. So you be like on the right side of the continuum, very positive mental health. And then now you look at the left side, losing a job, struggling relationships, having tension at work or in a family, some problems in your work, in your studies, all sorts of things. It can cause it can impact your mental health in a negative light. So you'll be looking at less than 5. And in different phases in life, we face different things. We learn different things. We experience different things, and that's make us who we are. We learn coping abilities. We learn new things. We understand more about ourselves, our environment, the things around us, and in our day-to-day life, the mental health continuum in our life shift from left to right, and it can even shift between one side to the other within 24 hours, and that is perfectly normal. It starts becoming a problem when the person stays on this negative end for too long. So number one, the longer you are on this side, it became an issue, okay? The longer you are on the negative side of the mental health continuum, the more likely you are to develop a mental health problem. Okay, that's number one. The second thing is how severe the situation it is. So if you have one problem and you stay on it for too long, maybe you can cope, but you have another problem coming on. Okay, you didn't get the support you want, people are being judgmental to you, not being understanding, you are isolated, you have financial issues. So you can imagine the more issues stack on each other and you didn't get the support you want, the more severe the condition is. And it's more likely that you will develop poor mental health, your mental health will decline, and it is more likely you will develop a mental health problem and eventually a mental illness if it's diagnosed. And the third thing is coping abilities. Because you see, the two things that I mentioned just now was the severity of the situation and how long you stay on in that situation. However, we all are different. Some of us has better coping abilities, some of us don't have good coping abilities, and some don't even have any coping abilities, and that can impact the mental health as well. So if you don't have good coping abilities, even the slightest stress, even staying in that negative space for a short term can cause your mental health to decline. Understanding this mental health continuum is so important because it allows us to understand whether a person is just having a bad day or potentially developing or experiencing a worsening mental health condition. Other than what I mentioned just now, there is a lot of other factors that can affect a person's mental health, the environmental that you live in, your psychological, biological, physiological factors, even protective factors. Those also need to take into consideration, and none of it is really black and white. So that's about it for the sharing today. It's all about mental health. I talk about the definition, which is a state of well-being in where an individual realizes his or her own abilities, can work productively, can cope with the normal stresses in life, and also able to contribute to his or her community. And I also focus on the keyword well-being, which meant three things: being comfortable, being healthy, and being happy. And I also touch on the mental health continuum, and I use the scale of 0 to 10, where in different phases in life or even in day-to-day basis, we can shift from left to right depending in our environment, the stresses that we have, the situations that we are in. And it became a problem when we are in that negative situation for too long. We don't have very good coping abilities, and if the situation is very severe. Hope you enjoy the video, and I will look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.